Ah,
Hi,
hello.
Teresa. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
I'm so sorry. I
Oh, no
I thought it's
problem.
like the same. Like, oh no, it's 7 a.m. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
Okay.
did you work last night?
No, no.
Oh, you didn't work last night. Okay. So, you are kind of like rested, not so
Yes.
tired. Okay, that's good. So, I'm sorry because, there were like three teachers who were kind of like absent, at school, and we have to cover for those classes. So I didn't have a choice but to teach some classes, and I work until usually I start from 8 to 6 for
Oh,
3 days. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
that must be hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like you experience some sore throat, but it's okay. Okay, so anyway, Teresa, I got your writing.
Okay.
Okay, and I want to. Are you ready? Yeah. So your writing is actually good, but the thing is you are not able to meet the number of words that is
Yes,
required.
I have to work to write more.
Are you following the time? Like the
Yes,
yeah.
I'm marking the time, and but I think I can try to write a little bit more. So
Yes. Okay. For example, this one. Your first task, it's really kind of like underlined. You only got one. Can you see my screen now? Let me make it bigger.
yes,
Yeah.
I can see. It's fine.
Okay. So 126 words.
Okay.
But if you look at this, there are only few mistakes, which is really good. So this one, you might be able to get 5 to 5.5. It's like, but it all depends on the rater. But I would say based on my experience. Okay, so
Okay.
very good. Now here, you don't really need the word the.
Okay.
Okay, the three graphs show the differences between consumption, production. So there should be a comma here as well.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
and profit
Okay.
distribution of coffee around the world. That's a good introduction. Okay. Now the first graph features that Europe and America are the biggest consumers of coffee. So there's a comma together. They are responsible for the. Now here you need the word the.
Okay.
For the
Okay.
80% of all the coffee used in the world, and the difference between these two continents is very insignificant, only 2%. Now here, to add more word,
Mhm. Okay.
you can put which is only 2%.
Okay.
So that would be two more words. Okay.
Yeah.
And then here, South Africa produces almost half of the coffee around the world. Indonesia, Japan, and Vietnam are also great producers of coffee, or you can also say big producers.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of great, you use
Uh-huh.
the word big. Okay. So it's like the same meaning, but when it comes to this kind of context, we don't really use the word great.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially if you mean kind of like an amount or quantity. Okay.
Yeah.
Big producers of coffee with just a small difference, because you are referring to three countries. Three.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it
The
should be
coffee.
among, not
Okay.
between.
Okay. Between
Be-
just for two.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
And then you put then instead of them.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
among them. Okay.
Okay.
So the third chart represents how produces. Now here, this is kind of like inaccurate, because if you go back to the chart, because you said, however, exporters receive the least amount of profit, only 10% of the total amount, but you forget retailers are the second most. You forgot delivery, which is very significant. Do you
Okay.
remember? Do you remember?
I
Uh,
think I have it here somewhere. Okay, that's good. Mm,
okay, so this is the one, Clarissa.
yeah.
This one.
Yes.
It's the blue one, delivery. They get the
And they get it.
highest. They make the most profit actually.
Yes, I write.
Did you? Delivery?
Okay, there is a little. Okay. Household producers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the third
Yeah.
chart represents how producers earn more than half of the profit of the coffee
Yes.
or coffee distribution. So let's put the word distribution here. Additional word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you miss delivery, which is actually the highest,
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
It got 50%.
Okay.
Yeah. The third chart represents how producers earn more than half of the profit of the coffee distribution. Retailer. So probably here you say through.
Okay.
It's 50%. So it's here. Retailers are the second. So this is the first
Yes.
highest profit, which is 50%. And most of the coffee business. And you don't need the apostrophe here. We call this compound noun coffee
Okay.
business. However, exporters receive the least amount of profit, only 10%. I think there's one more. Okay, delivery, retailer, exporter. Let us see. Producer.
Yeah, I think I
You
get
did?
I confused delivery with producer when
Yeah.
I was writing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you were able to write, for example, about these two sections, then I think
Yeah.
you would have more words, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So you miss producers, and producers only got 15%. Oh my goodness, it's too low, right? Yeah. That's why, these coffee farmers, let's say in Colombia or in Brazil, they remain
Yes.
poor. Like, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not poor, but they don't really they make that much.
No, they don't.
It's because, what makes, or who makes the highest profit are those
Yeah.
uh, delivery companies.
Yeah.
Okay, so retailers are the second most, and I think the third, or you can probably lucrative part of the coffee, uh, by producers at 15%. Retailers and then followed by producers. Is it let me see. Okay, 15. Retailers, 25 second. And how much? Oh, it's, I think, 10% of the exporters. Oh, no. Producer make a little bit more than exporters. Let me see. Okay. Retailers are the second most lucrative part of the coffee. And followed by producers at 15%. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So is it accurate now?
Yes.
Yeah, so we added this, which is at 50%. Those deliver the product, they make more. And then followed by producers at 15%. Okay, yeah. Okay, I will show you a model answer later,
Okay.
Teresa. So again, remember, I know that it's not easy to organize your thoughts, or express your ideas within 20 minutes. And this is one thing that you need to work on. And I hope that you will get something that will be easy to describe or interpret, because they know exactly like how many words you were able to write. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So task 2, this one, This one is under length as well. You only have 211 words. And there are more like mistakes in this case. Okay, so here, can you please read the first paragraph?
I want to know what's going on, not only in our city, but also around the world. In order to be well informed, we depend on the news written by the journalists.
No, no, you don't need the.
Okay.
So it's in general. So every time we speak about something general, we don't use the article the. So written by journalists. Can be
Okay.
anybody. It can be someone in the world. Yeah. Okay.
With the internet, there are a lot of information available for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The difficult part is to discover which news
No, no,
are
no.
really
This one,
true.
all the red ones are,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
corrections.
Okay. The difficult part is discovering which news is really true.
Yeah, news is always singular, Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Which news is really true. Now here, we all, since this is a formal kind of writing, what's going on is okay. Okay.
Okay.
Um, can you think of any kind of like more formal word to use, because this is your introduction? The rest they are okay. Okay,
Um.
this one I forgot to make a correction. It should be we depend on, not off.
Okay.
Okay, can you
Okay.
think of a word that it has the same meaning with going on?
Um. I don't know.
We all want to know. What
Uh.
about events? Can we use the word events?
Yeah.
So we all want to know events that are taking place, for example, or
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, okay. So this is not totally wrong. It's okay. But we just want to, especially if you are writing the introduction, that's the first thing that these raters see, right? To
Yeah.
know. Okay, events that are taking place. Do you think it sounds better?
Yes.
Okay. So we all want to know events that are taking place not only. Okay, continue please. So this
Um.
one, by the way, this one, so difficult part, there should be, a noun after the word difficult, because there was no noun. So difficult what? So I put the word
Okay.
part, and then instead of using to discover, the difficult part is discovering. So it should
Okay.
be a gerund, which news is really true. Okay. Second part, please.
There are a lot of serious journalists who make an excellent job of informing the
No,
in
in,
informing
yeah.
second job a job in informing the public. Um, However, there are also who maybe forget or
Oh, there
fame.
are also some.
Some who maybe for greed or fame spread incorrect information. that
So
can cause.
information is also non-count. So there should be no S. Actually, here you are correct. Look at this information.
Okay.
There's no S. Okay.
Yeah.
But here you put S, so it's not in the plural form. It should be always information. Okay.
Okay. Recently, fake news about the safety of COVID-19 vaccines were all over the internet, causing a lot of people not wanting to get vaccinated and to risk their health.
Mm-mm.
So putting their health
So
to
this
risk.
one is red, I should say. Okay, so let's go back to this. So you said uh, recently, fake news about the safety of COVID-19 vaccines were all over the internet, yeah, causing a lot of people not wanting, because to not be, I think that's what not wanting to get vaccinated,
Okay.
yeah.
Not want to get. Okay.
And so, okay, so you are so putting their health to risk,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
I
Also,
also face rumors of about face rumors about a toilet paper shortage causing real chaos since some people try to store that product in great numbers.
yeah, it happened in Brazil too.
Yeah, it was kind of funny
I
actually, but
it's I find it a little bit, I don't know, it was so absurd or
yeah,
funny.
it's kind of a little bit
Like, you know
funny,
what,
but
here,
still
so
happened.
in that during this time I still had, because usually I buy, like, like a big pack, and usually
Yeah,
it lasts for a few months. And when this happens, I was not really panicking because we still have. But when you go to the store, like those shelves when you go
yeah,
to the supermarket, empty, a
yeah.
lot of
It's weird.
stores. And I
Yeah,
don't know.
here they had to put some kind of notes. It's only one package per
Yeah, and I said, what
customer.
is going on?
Yeah,
Right?
people
But
love.
everybody believed.
Yeah,
I find that was kind of like a little bit, you know,
yeah.
s-
It's kind
strange.
of weird, but
I
happened.
know, it was really weird. Okay, so here, instead of using also, because if you already use the word also,
Okay.
you can also use in addition.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll put here
In addition.
or. Okay, in addition or also. You
Okay.
know, you use
Yeah.
different linkers. Rumors about, yeah, toilet paper shortage caused the shortage is a noun, and
Okay.
here you use storage, which is also a noun, so you have to use a verb, so it should be store.
Okay.
Decided to store that product in great numbers. Okay. Or
Not
instead
only
of
that.
using in bulk.
Okay.
Do you understand bulk?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. In bulk or great numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Which was really strange or weird. Okay. Continue,
Not
please.
only not only that, but a lot of people continue to doubt climate change and disregard the need to protect our environment.
Okay, so continue because your subject is people.
Okay. So
So there
okay.
should be no S, and then to doubt climate changes and
Okay.
disregard the same thing because your subject is people, so there should be no S. The
Okay.
need to protect our environment. Okay, continue.
Okay. Misinformation is currently a serious problem. Traditional papers and magazines offer more credible information since they have editors to check the work of their journalists and maintain a reputation of their readers.
Mhm.
But we still need to read the news carefully and check the facts before we can believe in everything.
Okay, here, okay, let me erase this one. There should be no period here. So
Okay?
remember, we don't start our sentence except for those
Yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah,
yeah. So I think you mean credible, not creditable.
yeah,
Credible
credible,
information.
yeah, credible,
Believable. Okay, so here you can, I
yeah,
can. yeah, information, since they have
Yes,
editors to check the work of their
yes,
journalists.
yes,
And I think probably you wanted to say maintain a reputation with the readers.
yes, yes,
Okay, but we still, so there should be a comma there, but we still need to read the news carefully and check the facts before we believe in anything
yes,
or
that's right.
everything. So you don't, yeah, we don't use this can here. So I would say
Okay,
you will be between 5.5 to 6 here. But again,
okay,
remember, Teresa, you only have 211, so meaning you missed 39 words. And that's a lot.
yes, yes,
Okay? So this is one thing that you need to practice to be able to organize your thoughts. The first one in 18 to 20 minutes, because I usually tell my participants to at least give 1 to 2 minutes to go over, to make
yes,
some, corrections or edit your work. And the same thing in the second task, 38 minutes,
yes,
give 2 minutes as well. But then because I'm not sure how it works, I think if it's computer based, once the time is up, for example, because you take the test on the computer, right? It
yes,
will move to the next section, something like that. So you won't have time to go back. Unless when you take the paper based test, you can always kind of like go back to
yes,
your test, but this, no.
yes.
Okay, so I will send you this again, but I want to show you a model answer for this one. Okay, just 1 second. Do you have any plans today? It's weekend.
We are in my mom's house, and so we are going to stay here.
Oh, you're not in your house right now?
No, no, I'm in my mom's house. This is actually what was my bedroom when I live here, and actually my mom, I think, made in a storage right now.
So how long are you going to stay there?
Oh no, just today. She lives like 3 blocks from my house. I
Oh,
just
it's
come here.
near. It's near.
Yeah, just
Oh,
was I come here just because so we can be together, and my
oh, I'm
brother come to
sorry.
see your
Probably
house.
you planned for a lunch today. That's why you wanted it earlier.
Yeah, because yes, but
Sorry about that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's lunchtime. It's like because I was at school when you and messaged me, and I said okay, okay, no problem. But then I realized 11, and then I counted back. Oh, it should be 7 a.m. I even set my alarm to 7:15 so that I can still have some coffee and everything like that. But then I realized, oh no. So I checked right away, and I saw that you were online 17 minutes ago when I checked, and I said, oh no, okay, I miscalculated the time. Okay,
No, it's
so
okay.
anyway, Teresa, these are model answers. They're a little bit long if you see
Yes,
this, and it will give you an idea like how this should be interpreted to be able to get 8, 8.5, or 9. So I would say this will actually get 8.5 to 9. And if we count the words, although I don't really encourage you to write more, like probably higher than, okay, this one is only 192. Okay, 192 words.
yes,
I will send this later to you. Okay, so if you look at this, the writer of this one is more specific. The pie charts. But then in
yes,
your case, you say the three graphs, which is okay. So this one is more specific because there were three, right? The pie
yes.
charts. Now, can you please read so that you can practice your
Okay.
pronunciation too?
The pie charts correlate global coffee consumption, coffee production in 4 countries, as well as profit distribution among business segments related to coffee. It is obvious that Europeans and Americans are the primary coffee consumers, while South Africa is the largest coffee producer among the given countries. Moreover, companies that deliver coffee make more profit than other organizations then do business in this industry.
Okay.
I can say think like it's obvious. I think it's kind of opinion. It's I can use this.
And, well, it's okay because it's really obvious. Although I understand that using the word obvious is like an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can use it as obvious or because it's true. It's a fact.
Okay. It's
You
a
can
fact.
also use this one.
Okay. It's evident. Okay.
Yeah. So instead of using, I think this one is kind of like it sounds more of a formal
Okay.
expression. So it is obvious, it is evident that Europeans and Americans are the primary copy. Which is okay. Do you agree with how this writer interpreted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the person also uses moreover. Okay. So these are some of the expressions that you can also use, meaning in addition,
I'm taking
also,
notes of that so I can use.
moreover, furthermore, meaning like they have similar meanings, right? So moreover company, so it's an introduction, and at the same time it's like kind of a summary of what
Yes.
is the chart or the chart's all about. Okay, so now here he's more specific, like giving more explanation. So can you please read?
According to the illustration, Europeans drink more than 40% of coffee, 40% coffee, and 40%,
40% coffee, yeah.
which is the highest ratio of coffee intake in the world.
Mm-hmm.
America consumes 2% less than that, while Japan dissipate only 8% of
Japanese. Can you
global.
say Japanese? Japanese
Japan, Japanese
dissipate.
only dates. Can use dissipate is like drink,
Consume.
like makes the cinnamon has the same meaning. Dissipate like drinking. I can use like I just don't
Like
understand very
consume.
well.
Consume.
Yeah, I can use but I can use I'm drinking coffee. No,
No, no, no, no, no, no. No.
no.
Meaning like it's more of like consume or intake.
Okay, more
Yeah.
like intake. Yes. Yeah. Uh, Rest of the world merely consumes 12% coffee. Now,
Merely.
there is no off coffee, just 12% coffee like this. It's like a down,
12% coffee. Yeah, you can.
just like this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then 12% of coffee, it's still okay. So
Okay.
because this one is like a kind of like a compound noun, 12% coffee.
Okay. Okay. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
I
And
don't
by
need
the
the
way,
off.
this one is pronounced as merely. Merely.
Married. Married.
Merely. So there are only two syllables. Merely.
Married.
Merely. Not merrily, but it's
Okay.
merely.
Married.
Merely. Okay. So look, the writer used illustration. According to the illustration or according to the chart, according to the graph,
Okay.
right? Okay. Europeans drink more than. And I think one thing that you also missed, Teresa, you actually didn't mention much of the figures, the numbers, because that can
Yes.
also make your writing longer,
Okay.
like which
Yeah.
is 12% or at 50% or gain or earn 15%. So that would also make the writing longer because there will be more words, right? Okay. So highest ratio of coffee intake in the world. America consume 12 less than that, while Japanese dissipate only 8% of global coffee. Right. Actually, this one it's better if the rest of the world. I think that's better. Okay, the rest of the world merely consumes 12% coffee. Okay. Next, please.
South Africa contributes to 44% coffee production, which is the highest. Indonesia,
Indonesia.
ha- in
Indonesia.
Indonesia harvests 22% coffee, exactly half of the South Africa coffee
As
Assembly.
South African, South African.
So- South, South African Coffee Assembly. Assembly?
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Like
assembly?
organized coffee. When you say
Together?
assembly, like together, all together.
All together. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Japan and Vietnam make 18 and 7 and
And
16
16.
coffee respectively. Interestingly, despite
Interestingly, interesting.
interested, interestingly, despite Japan's being one of the top countries to produce coffee, its consumption rate is comparatively lower.
Yeah. Okay. So see, if you look at this writing, it mentions the writer is very specific with the figures and numbers, which
Yes.
are really necessary when you are
Okay.
giving an interpretation or description.
Okay. So I have to mention the numbers. Okay.
Yes, the figures.
Okay.
And yeah, well, actually, the words are very common words, right? And probably you understand most of them. Probably not the word assembly because you said what is assembly, right? But the
Yes.
most
Yes.
99%. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, you're done here. And you know what? Here, yeah, this is very interesting because Japan, for example, produces a big percentage of the coffee that we have in the world, but they don't really drink coffee because they drink more tea.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but of course you cannot write here. You can say, well, it's because Japanese drink more tea than coffee. No, okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay. The last one, please.
Finally, more than half of the profit from coffee is made by the delivery industries. Coffee retailers' share of profit is roughly a quarter, while coffee producers and exporters make 10 and 15 profits respectively.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this one
I
should be
think
15 to be more, kind of like accurate, and 10 respectively. Yeah, see? Well, here, finally more than half, although it's only, I think, 50%. Let me see, let me check to make sure. Oh, it's because 51%. Yeah, okay, more than half. Let me make a correction here. Uh, 51%. Yeah, it's 51.
yes.
Okay, so that's how it should be, Teresa. So you try to be more specific by giving more
Yes.
details. Okay,
Okay.
especially numbers or figures. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we also have this model too, but I can just, send this to you and try
Okay.
to, yeah. There are two model answers, and again, just like I've told you, this will get 8.5 to 9, especially if there aren't any mistakes, and the interpretation is very accurate.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just try to save this for you. I will have to label it with your name so that I know. How's the weather now in
Oh, it's great. Sunny.
oh,
Very nice weather.
oh, that's good, that's good.
It's kind of a little bit hot, but it's very, very good.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it's better. You can go out, you can go to the park, you can go walking. Do you live near the ocean?
No, no, no. But
Like,
we live near the mountains.
oh wow. Do you go hiking sometimes? I don't know if it's kind of like common because here in Vancouver most especially, people love hiking because we have a lot of mountains. But I only did once. Somebody, I mean, like some of my friends invited me to go, and probably this will be one of the places that you must go. Joffrey Lakes, it's so beautiful. but it took us 3 hours
Elephant.
to go up the mountain. But it's okay because it's worth it when you're already, at the top. It's like
Yeah.
magical. But we have a lot of those here actually, but that's just one of those that, kind of like highly recommended for
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you been here?
No, no.
No, not yet. Oh, okay. So anyway, when you come here, I would recommend that you go to these places when you're already settled, for example. Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking for the model answer for the second one. Okay, so that you also have an idea. Well, you were able to express yourself. You were model answer. Okay, here. This is the second one. Okay. So again, 40 minutes, 250 words, but you were, this one, band scores 8 to 9. And I already added some words that you can use instead of, just one word. Okay, can you please read the first one, Teresa?
In this digital age, the competition,
The
the competition,
competition. The competition.
the competition in the journalism industry is becoming much fiercer than ever before. In
Mhm.
order to stay ahead of the counterpart,
Counterparts.
counterpart,
Okay, wait. Counterparts.
counterpart.
And do you understand counterparts?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
of the same kind of level? Yeah, okay.
Some journalists may report the news which they did not even double check or even if this was just probably fabricated. What's even worse is that if it's still possible for some journalists to make clickbait news to attract attention from the public, which enables them to get payback from internet traffic. Therefore, how to distinguish reliable information,
Reliable. Okay, so one second, Teresa. Distinguish. Distinguish.
distinct, distinguished,
Reliable.
distinct, reliable.
Mm-hmm. Distinguish meaning to identify. Okay, I'll put here another word that you can use. Okay, to distinguish, identify. Probably you can also use differentiate. These
Okay,
are all verbs.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, continue,
Uh,
please.
how to distinguish reliable information is becoming increasingly vital for us because we cannot rely on every news we come across on TV, on the internet, or in the newspapers.
Do you agree?
What kind of?
Yeah, okay.
However, I believe that there are still numerous,
Numerous. Numerous.
num, numerous honest and decent journalists.
Teresa, this one is silent 8, so you pronounce this honest.
Okay, honest.
Yes, okay.
Are still numerous honest and decent journalists who present the truth to their readers and always have the courage and integrity.
Yeah.
They take their profession as a responsibility to the people and are not scared of any danger and threat to their life. They even take risks and continue doing this tough job to show the truth to the audience, readers or public. Such journalists are doing excellent jobs to make the world a better place.
Yes, and I hope we get more of this.
Yes, me
Yeah.
too.
It's kind of sad because you know what, even in my home country right now, like election is coming, like next year in May. And oh my goodness, these politicians who are running for positions, they have, do you know what is troll or
No,
trolls? Okay, this word is very important nowadays. And probably you have this as well. Okay,
trolls like a character.
people who
Oh, okay. only Disney character.
Yeah, people who create fake news to damage other people.
Okay,
Creating fake news.
okay.
Do you have this in Brazil?
Yes, a lot of. We to next year will be elections here
Yeah.
also.
Oh,
It's
what month?
only
What month?
it's in October,
Okay.
but they are already preparing for that.
Exactly.
So there is a lot of
There are a
fake
lot of
news.
there are a lot of
There,
fake news. A lot.
there are a lot of fake news.
And so you know what? This politician spend money on these trolls.
Yes.
It's so funny because there's this one group, okay, one political group.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of people don't like them, but a lot of people also like them. They actually hired hundreds of trolls. Like they have this office, you know? It's terrible. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, this one it has 257 words.
Okay.
Okay. So can you please continue?
In conclusion, it will be better for us if you can do some cross check to make sure that the news we read is reliable or not, because in these days and age, fake news is ubiquitous.
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 No, ubiquitous. Is this like similar to any similarity to any word in Portuguese or no? Not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, it's because of these people. Trolls.
Yes.
Terrible. Okay. Continue, please.
Numerous
No.
outstanding
Numerous.
journalists.
Numerous.
Numerous outstanding journalists are still working to reveal the fact or to the ordinary public. But you should not trust every journalist, as not all of them are honest and maintain standards and ethics in their profession.
Unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's only 257
Yes.
just 7 words over, and that's how the writer interpreted the topic. And the same thing, this is the second one, and you can just read, okay? And this one is too long. I don't recommend, unless if you can organize your thoughts quickly, and probably it depends on the topic. If you are more narratable, you have your personal experience and everything like that, probably yes, you are able to write 403 words in 40 minutes, okay? But I don't use it because this one, the second model, is very, very detailed, you know, but it's not really suggested, especially if you are taking a test with a time limit. No, yeah, you don't you don't really need to be very specific. Okay, so I will send this again. Let me just label this for you, Teresa, because I don't want to miss this. Okay, so organization of your thoughts are okay. You are able to express your ideas about a topic. It's just that you have to write more, and you have to be more careful with, you know, some of the expressions, or how you use some linkers, like, you know, in addition, as a result, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we can do some speaking.
I made the
What you made? What?
the listening and the
Oh yeah, by
reading
sorry.
test. So perhaps you can send me the answer sheet from the reader test. I had the for the listening, but not for the
Listening, I forgot to ask you, how many did you get?
Oh, this listening was very easy. I found it very a lot of much easier than the other one.
Yeah.
So I got a 35. So it was, but I did find it very easy. The words that I have to write was not common, so I didn't make any mistakes.
So in the actual test, it's possible that you will get something like that, you know, an easy set, an average set, or a difficult set. Yeah, especially that you are taking the academic, so usually they give a little bit more difficult, but anyway, that's good. So if you got Um 35, I think that would be 7.5. Let us check just to make sure. Okay, so academic and the listening is 35. Oh, that's already 8. And I hope you maintain this score.
Oh, but this was it was actually very easy,
Okay, yeah.
and they didn't have to announce to they spell, so it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
The words are easier, so I already knew them, so it's easier to write.
Okay, so I hope that you will get the same score or higher. Well, this one is you are very safe because you only need 6.5. But again, just like I've told you in your immigration, you know, aim for the highest because this will help you with your points.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, oh, the reading. Can you please let me know what's the name? Just the title.
Okay, the title of the first one.
Of the reading, yeah. Yeah.
It's called The Gulf Stream and Global Warming.
Oh yeah, I will send you if. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, after our class, I will send you the answer key.
Yeah.
And how was it? How was that?
That was also very easy.
Okay, that's good.
A lot easier than the last one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So I will give you another set.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I will vary my set that I give you so that you will be exposed to different levels of the test. Okay.
This was actually
Yeah. Okay, so only the writing. Speaking is very good as well, but of course, again, it depends on the topics that you will get. It depends on the examiner as well. So sometimes we need to use some psychology here too, like show the examiner that you have the confidence, that you can express yourself well. Okay, so here these topics were already asked. A lot of them were already asked in the actual exam. Okay. Okay, this one. Can you please answer this one, Teresa?
True. I believe that movies and television offers a role model of acceptable behavior. So if in a television show you have bad behavior of situations that show like prejudice against some people like a normal thing, you could influence people to to to
Imitate?
make this imitate, yes,
Okay.
imitate the same behavior. I think it's especially true in younger children that don't have a lot of criticisms about what they are watching,
Mm-hmm.
and that can influence them in a more important ways.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, so yes, especially in your case because you're already a mom,
yeah.
right? And you have two young kids. Do you have control over what they need to watch, or like how do you do it?
We usually have kind of parental control in the TV
Oh yeah.
and in the cell and the tablets that they use, so we can monitor whatever they are watching. Usually, we try for cartoons, but even cartoons there are some with
Yeah,
bad behaviors, so we have to keep an eye and see what they are actually watching, so to
exactly.
see if they have the good role models for them.
Exactly. Okay, that's good. Yeah, and I think parents should be aware of because it's so commercialized, like everything is so commercialized, it's all about money now. And
Yes.
sometimes this creators or producers or these companies that create these things, for example, they only want money, for example, not all probably, but a lot. So we have to be more aware of
Yes.
these things going on. Um okay, this one, probably this one is either first or third.
Okay. Um, I don't completely agree or disagree because I think it's important to evaluate the quality of the work of the teacher, of course, but there are a lot of other important things to evaluate in a school, the classroom situation. So it's not okay to compare two teachers, but with different children, working with children with different backgrounds, and say, oh, the teacher that the classroom gets a higher no, points, it's better. You have to value the children and problem the progress that they are making. And also, if there in the classroom there are students with learning disabilities that also influence the score, for example, for the teacher. And it's kind of difficult to evaluate the teacher by the results of that because there are schools that are under financially
Mm-hmm.
under so that impacts how they can work.
Like, me, you mean under budget?
Yes, under budget. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Like public schools.
Yes.
Most public schools, in most public schools, their teachers are underpaid, overworked, and underpaid.
Yes.
Unfortunately, right? I don't know if it's the same, but
Yes.
uh,
In Brazil, of course, the teachers are
I
still
had
working
yeah, I
underpaid.
had some teachers also in my class, like physical class, like from Brazil. Like she was sharing in the class that she has been a teacher for I think 28 years. That time she was already retired, almost retired. And she was telling that, I worked for 28 years in a government school, but the pay, if it wasn't only because of that passion to help these kids, especially those from poor families, he would have given up teaching, for
Yes.
example. But the thing is, because of that passion and interest to help, for example, she stayed in that class. But she would have been,
No.
you know, like probably she would have retired earlier, but it's because of that passion. And we seldom get those people nowadays, right? But yeah, she said that in Brazil public schools they don't really get paid much,
No.
especially new teachers.
It's very low. The pay is very low, and it's very hard because the school are under budget, and we don't have a culture here of that values education. So it's fun. We are under the we have some restriction in the school because of the COVID-19, and nowadays almost all restrictions is are lifted. Are lifted, so our children can go to school all the time if they
Mm-hmm.
want. But there are a lot of parents that don't want their children to go to school, not because they are worried about COVID, but because they don't think it's necessary. They think, oh, it's hard. I have to take. I have to pick up. It's difficult. It's easier to keep the children at home doing like watching cartoons and doing nothing.
Oh
I see it
no.
actually every day, and it's
Oh
very
my
sad.
goodness. Okay, see, corruption is very rampant in Brazil.
Yes,
Politicians stealing, huge amount of money. Instead of, you know, spending money or giving enough budget to education to help these people alleviate their lives, but they don't. It's because probably they want the population to remain poor, remain uneducated, so that they can easily
yes,
manipulate them.
yes,
That's what's happening in my home country, actually.
yes.
It's kind of
It's
sad,
yes,
but I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So anyway, I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
yes,
It's a very sad situation, but it's really happening. Okay, I don't know if you already answered this. Choose one of the following careers and explain why. I think you already did. Teacher was your choice, I
yes,
think. Okay,
yes,
yeah, I
yes.
remember. Oh, this one, because you are planning to come here and probably stay more permanently here with your kids, with your family.
Yes.
So when people move, can you please read, Teresa?
When people move to another country, some of them decide to follow the customs of the new country, others prefer to keep their own customs. Compare these two choices. Which one do you prefer? Um, I actually would prefer to merge the customs because our countries and cultures have the highest, the things that are great and good. But it's important to value also the country we come from, our background, our history. So I think it's kind of sad to let go of our customs and culture. But you have to adapt to another country, so you have to respect and kind of follow the customs also. So I believe in like an merging of the things would be kind of working better, like
Yeah.
to kind of my favorite.
That yes, of course, combining them, right? It's like
Yes,
I heard one old fellow before, like he lived in my home country for, or probably still living there now, but he had lived for over 20 years in my home country. He is from South Korea, and when he was and very successful in his business in my home country, and he was interviewed on TV. And one of the things that he said, what made me successful is that I actually combined these two cultures. Said, like, South Korean people are very hardworking, they are
yes,
always, rushing and everything like that. While Filipinos are kind of relaxed, a little bit more relaxed. It's probably
yes,
because of the weather.
yes,
But
Brazil,
what,
yeah, also.
yeah, so but what he loved about Filipinos um is being family oriented, very strong family ties, very bubbly as well, friendly, smiling, like easygoing. Unlike Koreans, I think they only know work, 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 work. That's why they have very stressful life, and one of the reasons why he moved to the Philippines is because of the stress. It was affecting his health. Yeah. So he said, I'm still a little bit stressed here, but I'm kind of like more relaxed because of, the people, something like that. And I think it's the same. And I hope that everyone who moves from one country to another, just like what you said, you have to respect whatever customs they have. And probably you can combine the positive things
Yes,
about your customs and the positive things about this new custom. It's so sad that, for example, Canada is probably, if not number one, probably one of the countries that accept uh, immigrants from different parts of the world. They welcome, people from different parts of the world. So when you come here, you can actually see the diversity,
yes,
like all the continents, Africa, Asia, most especially Asia, of course, South America, for example, and yeah, Australia, for example, different parts of the world. Literally, you can see them here. And yeah, and there is like harmony, which is good, right? But
yes,
sometimes, people, even the negative things of their culture or tradition, they still bring it here. And now I think more than 50% of the people, especially in Greater Vancouver, British Columbia in general, probably more than 50% are immigrants. So there are only like probably now there's only let's say 10% of the native. Do you know native Canadians? You know
Yes.
the First Nation people.
Yes.
So around 30 to 35%, these are the Caucasian. So
Okay.
meaning the and you know they have this kind of nature. There are the Canadians, you know, the Caucasian Canadians, for example.
Yes.
Their nature, they are very polite. They are friendly, but you know they are not like us. Like we like kissing, hugging, you know, bubbly
Yes.
personality. You know, they're not like that. So when you're talking to someone, at least you have to not because of the pandemic, but there's always a distance. Like probably like this, 1 meter, and they are not into hugging and kissing.
Yes.
Unlike South American,
Yes.
especially Brazilian,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you know, like when you do that, it's like you know something like this, but it doesn't mean that they don't like it. They still some of them do, but you know, it's not their custom. You know, it's not probably just among family members. Yeah, but in South America, even if you've just met, for example, a person the first time,
Yeah. Do you hug? And now most of the time, yes.
not here.
Yes.
Okay, and they are very polite. You know, very soft spoken. You know, most of those Canadians, the Caucasian Canadians that I work with, very soft spoken. You know, calm. You know, very respectful. They respect your space, something like that. Right now, okay, one of the reasons why I was a little bit kind of stressed too the past few days and my misschedule with my students in my own students online it was also messed up because of this one lady. Okay, academic coordinator. She's just the academic coordinator. She's not the director of the school. She's not the academic director, but she's just, I mean, she's just the academic coordinator. And she's from China and very young. She's just 29, old enough to be my daughter, actually. And you know, like she has been here since she was high school, so around 13, 14, and she's now 29. So meaning at least 6 plus 9, 15 years, probably 15 to 16 years. She would have adopted, you know, this kind of culture, Canadian culture. You know, she's from China. And in my case, I don't really mind. It doesn't matter to me where you're from, right? I don't, but there is this one commonality among these Chinese people. I don't know if you know, there is this one impression that they are rude. They are,
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Yes.
you know, even sometimes they step on you. For example, you bump into they bump into you, they would not even say sorry or excuse me. This is, you know, a commonality among them. I don't know about, you know. And this girl, you know, because I was one of those who just hired, I just started more than a month ago. And of course, if you are new, you cannot say no. When you are, oh,
Yes.
Louisa, you
Absolutely.
have to. But sometimes the way she says things, like in my case, for example, I've been here for 9 years, but the first time I came here, I was here for 3 years, and I work in a convenience store the first time I came here, 2001. And I work with this lady who trained me how to be, you know, nice and polite to customers, you know, who what sometimes there are customers who are rude, but you have to stay calm and nice to them. Be pleasant because that's their nature, you know?
Yes.
And this lady, oh my goodness. Sometimes the way she says things, in fact, one of the teachers quit. She was ahead of me and she
Okay.
quit 2 days ago because of her.
Okay.
And I
Oh.
said, if this lady doesn't change the way she does things to teachers, and in fact, the old teachers, she has been there only for 4 months. And some of the old teachers are even, you know, kind of like a little bit upset with her. But, you know, she's like this. You know this? They have
Yes.
this expression.
Yes.
And I said, oh my gosh. So, anyway, just sharing. So, when you come here, you have to be aware that they say a lot of excuse me, a lot of sorry, a lot of have a nice day, good morning, good afternoon. This is something common. Even bus drivers. you know, and then people say thank you when they get off.
Yes.
Okay, when they get on, and then say hi, hello, how are you, good morning, good afternoon. And this is not practice in our home countries, right?
No, not in the bus driver. Yes.
Yeah, so at least now you know that when you come
Yes.
here, when you
Yes.
go to store, yeah. But of
Yes.
course, there are a lot of immigrants, they don't do it, and that's what frustrates a lot of Canadians.
Yes. But
Be-
actually,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so anyway, I will let you go.
yeah, it was
Sorry
really waiting
again.
for you.
I know that you plan to have
That's okay.
lunch
No
with your
problem.
family.
Okay, it's perfect. It's
Okay,
okay.
so do you still want to take two or just one day is enough?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Okay, would you like to still take the class 2 days or one day is enough for you?
I don't know. Can you do it tomorrow, like Sunday? I don't know. I don't want to
No, no,
be
no,
late
no, not
tomorrow.
Sunday, but next week.
Oh, next week. I next week, like say, just depends of your schedule actually,
Depends
but next
on,
week
Teresa,
on
depends on your schedule.
depends on your schedule. Next week on Tuesday, no, on Thursday, I will be working at night. At
Okay,
night, so I can do the class then. But I can do Wednesday if you can,
okay,
or even Friday if it's possible for you.
okay.
So
I
let
will
me know
let
your
you.
schedule.
I will let you know before
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, and I will probably say no to some of the classes that they will give me,
Oh no,
especially if the
I
lady is not so nice.
oh no, please don't do that for me. Okay, I think you can actually schedule something, no problem. And in November I will be on vacation, so yeah, I will have a lot of free time to study
Oh,
English.
really? Like how many days? How many weeks?
I will have 3 weeks, so I'm so happy.
Wow, wow. Did you plan for anything big for this vacation? Are you going somewhere?
I'm going to the beach
Oh,
the
yeah.
first week, so but there is internet, so I can study English. That's not a problem. But I have a lot of free time, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. That's good. Oh, yeah. It's will be kind of like a big break for you.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
great. Yes.
And at the same time preparing for the IELTS.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's been fun because I have time for studying, and so it'll be nice. And my husband will be on vacation with me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's usually not very common to combine the 2 days for
Oh,
us.
yeah.
So it'll be very good.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I'll see you next week. I will let you know again.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
okay. You're
very
welcome.
much. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.